also around 37 interview questions. Just see that first, only for Spring Core. Only for Spring Core, I uploaded 37 interview questions. I did not started yet the session. I'll share the screen. I did not start yet the session. So because many people are asking Google Classroom from many days, that's what I wanted to sort it out, and I uploaded all the programs just now. All right. Just 1 minute. All right. All right then. Hope now. So everyone is able to see the interview questions also in that material. Everyone is able to see. Everyone is able to see my screen. I shared already the screen. Yes. Okay. All right. In the same thing, interview questions, it is there in the zip folder only. Just expand the zip, download the zip, and in that zip folder, all the things are there. All the programs, interview questions. Download that zip folder. All right then. So let us start. I'll give introduction on Hibernate. Okay, then after that I'll start. So what is happening is basically if you want to build any application, if you need to build any application, so there should be an user interface, and there should be a service or business layer, and there should be a database. So this is the typical way of developing any system. So any request will come to this user interface. So user will be accessing the user interface. User access user interface, and user interface connects to the service or business layer, and service or business layer connects to the database. So this we call it as backend. So this is, we call it as backend. And this we call it as front end. Okay. So basically, if you go for like kind of this Java based application, so the service or business layer can be in your Java. So Java program or a Java application or Java program. So this can connect to the database. How it connects? How a Java program can connect to a database? What is the difference? What is the main? So it uses JDBC. What is JDBC? JDBC is Java database connectivity. Okay, Java database connectivity. Just one. Sorry, hang on. So Java database connectivity. So this Java database connectivity, so we can say this is a framework, okay, that is used to connect to databases framework or library that is used to connect to databases from Java programs. Okay. So I will not tell you about JDBC because this is part of your advanced Java. So JDBC in detail. So advanced Java course. So JDBC in detail, advanced Java course will have this. So now I'll just give an introduction about this JDBC. I mean, just a overview, not introduction. Already you know, I'll just give a summary. It is not introduction, summary. How actually, what are the different, I'm not going to write code also, just I'll give steps. What are the different steps? Register database driver. Suppose you are connecting to Oracle. So it will have Oracle driver. Suppose you are connecting to MySQL. You'll have MySQL driver. Right? So next is create a driver manager connection, driver manager object. Or we can say like this. Create connection object from driver manager. Next, create statement or prepare statement and execute the SQL query. Next, get the result of the SQL query. Next is process the result. Next is close the statement or prepared statement and connection. So these are the steps, right? Now, when I say query means this SQL query can be a select query, insert, select operation, insert, update. Okay, all this will become delete. Ideally, many will tell query means select operation, but in this context, instead of query, I have to write SQL operation. So all this will be coming. All the select statements, insert statement, update statement, delete statement, everything. Okay. Now, suppose let us take like this. Suppose I have a Java program. I'm writing a program JDBC. Okay, where it is connecting to a database. Where it is connecting to a database. I'll give this to you exercise for you. You just do this. I'm not going to write this using JDBC. This is your student table. Students table. Or student table. In this we have student ID, student name, student ID, student name. So I'll say student ID. These are the columns. This is your name. So student, we can say like age. Next is phone number. Okay, these are the different columns. Say in the student table, I have 4 records. One, okay, for now 4 records. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 records. Say student ID, say I'll have 100. Student, it is a roll number. ID means roll number. Student name is I'll give some of your names. Okay, I'm seeing in the chart. Tarun. Okay. I'll give age as okay, because you're all students only, right? Like 20 or something, right? So phone number, something like some number. Okay. Similarly, 101. I'll give, okay, just 1 minute. Hanisha. Okay. So you are asking your name. I'll just give Hanish. So I'll give your age as 21. Huh? So some mobile number. Next is Siddharth. Because actually I remember a few names because they respond to my in the chart frequently. That's why I remember their names. So Siddharth. So just I'll give some 22. Some number. The last student, who is the last student? I mean, in this table, 4 rows only we have. We don't have space. Okay. Kishore. Kishore. Okay. So 22. Some mobile number. Okay. Fine. Now, this is an exercise to you. This Java program, okay, you write a class here. This is having a class called student here. And this has the properties. Private phone number also, I can use string only because 10-digit number, right? So you can give double or long also. I'll use string only. Okay. It will contain only numerous numbers. Okay. And for all these private property, these are your properties. Okay. See, whatever the column names are there, these are the properties of the class student. Okay. For all these private properties, there are public methods. For all private properties, public methods are there. Okay. Now you have to write a JDBC program, right? See, just follow this. Your requirement is you need to write a JDBC program. So that connects to this database. First step. JDBC program that connects to database. Okay. Next. Okay. Create prepared statement. Okay. That executes select query on student table. Okay. And get the result set. Get the result set. Okay. Iterate the result set. In each iteration, create student object and set student object property values to the record column values. Okay. Store each student object in an array list. Okay. Fine. Print the array list of iterate. Okay. In array list. Next, iterate the array list and print the student objects, object property values. See, what will happen is you connect to the database, you execute the table. You execute the query. This will result in list. Okay, so what will happen is, see now, see here. Now, when you iterate the iteration, each record, this is one record. Okay, this is one record. This is another record. This is another record. Record means row. Okay, remember, one record means one record equal to one row. Now what you do is each row, okay, like this, each row of student table is mapped to one student object. One student object. That means this is a class student, right? For this class, there can be number of objects, right? So this row is mapped to one student object. This row is mapped to one student object. Now this is your one student object. And this, what are the property values? So your ID value will be 100. Name will be Tarun. Age. So, okay, phone number. So what are the column values are there? So those values will be set in this object values. Okay. Now this is one student object. This is one more student object. Okay, this record is one more student object. Okay, like that, how many student objects will have? 4 student objects. Like that, we will have 4 student objects. Okay. Now, all these student objects, 4 student objects, they are stored in an array list. Okay. So the first element of the student object is this one. The second element is this student object. The third element is this student object. And the fourth element is this. So this is a student array list. Okay, this is a collection, Java collection. Okay. So this first element will have this object. The second element will have this object. The third element will have this object. The fourth element will have this object. So this is your Java collection. You have to write the Java program, including all these steps. Right? So now once you store this in the array list, this will be your index 0. We call this as an index 0. Index 1. Index 0, index 1. Index 2. Index 3. Like that. So in each index, the objects are stored. You have to iterate this array list and get the objects again. You have to iterate this array list, get the objects, student objects from each index and print the object property values. Can you write this program? This is an exercise to you. Just with the JDBC. Can you write this program? Can you write this program? This is an exercise to you. Are you fine doing this? Are you fine doing this? Fine. Fine. So that's why, since you know JDBC, I did not explain this because this is a part of your advanced Java course. You know, write the program. Definitely, you will get almost this around minimum some around 10 to 15 lines of code will be there. Or I'm not sure, might be 20 lines of code also will be there. Are you able to see my screen, right, everyone? Right? So you'll have around 20 lines of code or 10 to 15 lines of code. Right. Everyone is able to see my screen. Right now, this is with normal JDBC. But there is one more library or framework, or we call ORM actually. ORM, which is called Object Relational Mapping. If we use ORM, libraries, the same code, whatever this code I told, whatever this code, whatever this functionality I told, the same can be implemented in just, I think, hardly 2 to 3 lines of code. So basically, object relational mapping works on this concept. Each record is mapped to one object. So what does object relational mapping tells is? ORM tells is each record or row of a table is mapped to one object in Java. One object in Java class. Right? And the properties of object, okay, the properties of object or the property values of object will be same as the column values of the record or row in the table. The property values of object will be same as the column values of the record or row in the table. So each record or row of a table is mapped to one object in Java. So this is called object relational mapping. O means object. Relational means your table, relational table. Object relational mapping is this one. And the most popular, okay, I'll tell you that another way. So your Java has already provided specification to ORM, and that is called JPA, which is called Java Persistence API, right? So basically you have now JPA. What is JPA? Java Persistence API. So what this will contain? This contains the specification. Specification that what ORM should have. Like specification is, you can think like an interface. You can think like an interface where it contains methods. Those methods will not have any implementation. Okay, in interface, only the methods will be defined, right? Only methods are defined. And who will implement these methods? The class that implements this interface, right? Okay, so the class that implements this interface will implement the method. Similarly, specification means it will tell what ORM should have. But now how these methods, I mean, for example, what ORM should have means, like for example, so save. Save means save the object. So what will happen now? This object will be saved in the database as a row. As a row. Okay. Next, read. So what will happen? Read the object. Read the object. So what will happen now? Whatever the row that is there in your database, that will be read to an object. Okay. Finally, it will be your object and table. Object and table. Object and table relation. Okay. That is what ORM tells. But the actual implementations for these methods are provided by the libraries which are implementing this JPA. In that, the popular one is Hibernate. In this, the popular one is Hibernate. So Hibernate is the implementation. Hibernate is the implementation. Is implementation for JPA. Okay. Similarly, there are some other third-party libraries are also there, like Eclipse Link. Next is Hibernate. Hibernate. These are also came from your JPA only. But the most popular is Hibernate. Because the same Hibernate we are going to use in Spring Boot also. So your JPA only provides the specification, but the actual implementations of these ORM libraries, okay, will be present here. And when we use Hibernate in our Java code, when we use Hibernate in Java code, our code, when we use Hibernate in our Java program, whatever I told you, right? Whatever these 20 lines of code, we can achieve in 2 to 3 lines of code. This kind of code, we can achieve in 2 to 3 lines of code. So we can use Hibernate methods. We can use Hibernate provided methods. Okay. Reading data, storing in object, reading data from table, storing in object, right? Next is saving the data, all that in easily with, okay, some 2 to 3 lines of code for each operation, for each DB operation. Okay. So that is what, see. So finally, if you see, your Hibernate JPA is actually built on JDBC only finally. So it will be like this now. Now your JDBC, on top of JDBC, you have now JPA Hibernate. And now your Java program will use JPA Hibernate methods, not JDBC directly. So it will use JPA Hibernate methods. and okay, do the DB operations. Okay, like save, create, read, update, delete, like that. Okay, and any operation internally that will connect to JDBC. For Java, from Java program perspective, it is not connected to JDBC, but internally JPA will be connected to JDBC only. All that abstraction is provided by your JDBC, whatever the inner details are there, and this will connect to the database. But from program or user perspective, they will deal only with JPA, and the underlying JPA using JDBC is hidden to you. You don't need to worry. This will take care of. So this will take care of your JPA Hibernate calling JDBC. Internally, this will take care of. Internally, JPA Hibernate to JDBC will be taken care by Hibernate. But from user perspective or Java program perspective, so he'll be using JPA Hibernate methods like this to connect. So this is how this. So everyone understood till now this part? See, what I'll do is, okay, today I will actually, the reason is actually today I thought of not taking, from Monday I thought of taking this, but I shared you Google Classroom. You practice today and tomorrow, that Spring Core and all that. So I'll continue this from Monday. So we'll see Hibernate with a very lot of examples and okay, you'll see a lot of things. We'll see one real-time example also with this. I'll show you that. And then, okay. So actually from morning I was doing work actually. Somehow not feeling well today. So that's why I thought of taking rest today. So I'll explain, I'll continue from Monday. Okay, from Monday I'll continue. So we'll see Hibernate. See, Hibernate is one thing I'll tell you, this is a very complicated topic, but I'll explain in a simple way. Okay, I'll explain in a simple way, you'll easily understand. Hibernate is a bit complex topic, but I'll explain in a simple way. So where you'll easily understand. Okay. So, all right then. Okay, just practice those programs, the Google Classroom link, what I uploaded. Then Monday onwards, we'll start on the Hibernate related things. Now you got an idea, right? What is ORM? Now we'll tomorrow, Monday onwards, we'll see Hibernate related things. Okay, sure. I'll upload the notes. Okay, this one, you just, yeah, you try this program, JDBC program. You try this. Google Classroom link I shared actually. Oh, you joined lately. I shared already. I'm sharing again once again. So this is a new Google Classroom link. New Google Classroom link. Okay, just use this. All right then. All right then. Okay. Thank you all. See you on Monday. Okay. So take this classroom link. Okay. Thank you all. Take this classroom link. Otherwise, once you disconnect the session, the chat will go off. Take the classroom link. Okay. Thank you all.